Thank you to the grandchildren for reading. Your grandfather is honored, and your grandmother is very proud of you. Mark read the first 18 verses of Psalm 108, where we give praise for the Lord's mercies. Psalm 103, where we give praise for the Lord's mercies. God's mercies are new each day. David and Julia read the great love passage. So may God add a blessing to these readings, and may they be a word for us today through the Holy Spirit. Well, I want to add my words of welcome to those of Pastor Mike. Welcome to the stars right here from Lake Forest Sheriff's Department. We'll be hearing from you later, and I hear there are other groups called the truckers. Do you want to own up to that, whoever you are? And the showboaters? We'll hear more about that later, and of course you are all welcome to a reception in our fellowship hall following this service. Well, both passages that you've just heard read speak to the steadfast love of God and the faith, hope, and love that we experienced and was made manifest in Terry Konyndyk. Terry has been the heart and soul of so many ministries here at Geneva, and our souls are blessed to have known Terry. Geneva was certainly blessed the day that Char and Terry set foot on this campus. They came here for the music and the fellowship, and they raised their two daughters and now wanted a place where they could belong and live out their retirement years. Terry retired in 2002, and we've had a wonderful musical tribute from grandson this morning. Thank you, Eric. And I know there are members from other churches here, other churches that Char and Terry attended, Lake Hills and Grace Community, and from Anaheim, so a welcome to you also. And hi to Aunt Marion, watching in Michigan. We're glad that you could be part of this service of witness to the resurrection as we honor Terry Konyndyk. So Terry and Char weren't particular about which Protestant church they attended, as long as the children didn't protest too much. So if the kids and grandkids were happy with the church, then Char and Terry were happy to support them in that spiritual journey. Char and Terry guided and supported their daughters and all their grandchildren, and that spiritual formation was a priority for them. This family of faith here today is from all corners of the nation. Thank you for being here. You are a testimony and witness to the love that exudes from this couple. And Char, you know that that love will continue to grow even after your 55 years of marriage. In Psalm 23, we sang, "My cup overflows, my cup runneth o'er," in the old King James Version. And it reminded me of how Char and Terry lived their lives as a married couple. Their cup was never half empty. It was never half full. It was always overflowing, always running over with joy, overflowing with love for one another, with love for family and friends and longtime friends. Your friendships go way back to your wedding day. And Christian brothers and sisters gathered here, and love for the other, and love for their neighbors. Terry and Char were high school sweethearts from their days at Grand Rapids Christian High in Michigan. Terry went on to Calvin College, and Char and Terry married in 1958. 20 years later, with 2 teenage daughters, they decided to go west. Texas or California? California or Texas? I think you made the right decision. Char and Terry have lived in Lake Forest for 36 years. They brought with them from Michigan strong family values and a Dutch Reformed background that you might guess from the name, and the best sense of humor. I always enjoyed my visits with both of you. And they spoke a little double Dutch, too. Char and Terry could never agree on how Konyndyk should be pronounced. Tomato or tomato. Konyndyk or Konyndyk. So, go figure. Maybe we'll get the answer to that when we have that reunion in heaven. From their Christian school education, they brought with them faith, trusting in the Lord always, and in their years together grew closer to God. From their Dutch Reformed background, they brought an understanding of the Reformed faith that a synod in the Netherlands over 350 years ago called Tulip. Each letter stands for one of the 5 points of Calvinism. But that's tomorrow's Sunday school lesson, so you can meet me at 25 to hear more about that. But the P in Tulip stands for preservation of the saints. Those whom God has called into communion with the Trinity will continue in faith until the end. And so it was with Terry. Terry's life was preserved on this green earth for 76 years, and life now continues for Terry eternally. Life is like the grasses and the flowers of the fields. It is brief, and we all turn to dust. But the Bible promises us 70 years. So Terry joked that his shelf life had indeed expired, but all the more he appreciated the miracle of that year of grace that God gave him. That year when the family came together, when he was able to still go to concerts and still volunteer for the sheriff's department and do all the things he loved, coming to church every Sunday. Even when he was sick and under medical treatments, he just kept going. His cup was running over, and he was always on the run. There was always someone or something that needed his attention. Whether it was here at church, chairing the property committee, or on Mondays with the rowdies who take care of the church property, or formally, he was part of our Logos program. Every Wednesday, he would show up as a table parent and have dinner with the kids. I can't think of a better set of table parents that I would want my children around. He also served his community as Big Brother and volunteered as Head Star of the Stars Sheriff's Department, and he loved his neighbors. He was a strong and proud family man and supported you all in your endeavors and achievements. And we look forward to hearing from you and learning more about this special man. I have a couple of questions for you. Did he ever raise his voice? Did he ever get angry? Did he ever rest? 2 days before he died, he was fully clothed and ready to get up and go. Every visit with Char and Terry was a joyous occasion because of their hope, faith, and love in the Lord Jesus Christ. Even after Terry was on hospice, he was never sad. Oh, he shed a tear to think of being separated from his loved ones, from you. But Terry kept his eyes fixed on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of his faith. And we read 1 Peter together. In God's great mercy, God has given us a new birth into a living hope through the resurrection of Jesus, into an inheritance that can never perish, spoil, or fade, kept in heaven for you. The day before he died, I intimated to Shar that I didn't want the Lord to take him on January 25th, the next day, because selfishly we were celebrating Robert Burns' birthday that day, and Geneva had planned a great community event in honor of the Scottish poet's birthday. And so it was on January 25th. The saints of the church triumphant welcomed Terry Glen home. And we were singing Auld Lang Syne later that evening to celebrate Burns' birthday. So let me close with the words of that song. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot for the sake of Auld Lang Syne? Our days on this earth will meld with old long ago. And so it's up to us to make them count. What really matters are our relationships. Our relationships, one with the other and with God. That's what counts. The poem printed on the inside cover here, The Parable of Immortality, gives you a beautiful vision of what it means to pass from this life to more life. And that is the faith, hope, and love we have in Jesus Christ. So I pray this day will live on in immortal memory, as the day we remember a saint of this church who has been called to another shore by his old acquaintance and best friend, Jesus Christ, for all eternity. To God be the glory.